Hi Jim, it's Chris Reed here from Ardor SEO, and I've put together this short video audit to show you a few things that you're doing right with your website and the huge potential you still have ahead of you. So I know that that we were speaking about Detox in Illinois via email, so that's the keyword that I've looked at. Now I've gone over to Google and I've typed that in. I can see some ads at the top here, and then they're ads through Google AdWords. And those can be fantastic. These sort of keywords can be pretty expensive, like anywhere from like $10 to $50 a click. But if $50 a click and 1 in 10 gets you a customer, well, that's $500 for a customer. If that makes sense for your business, then go right ahead. But the problem with Google AdWords is, unfortunately for Google, is that it only generates about 2% of the clicks. The vast majority of the clicks go to the organic stuff that's down here. And as I can see with this keyword, there's lots of big aggregator sites that are up the top, like Psychology Today and Detox.net. So I did a little bit of a comparison with these guys here, recoverygateway.org. As I can see right there, they're a drug rehab in Illinois. So we'll have a look at their traffic in a second, but I just wanted to show you some other things that are a bit wrong with your website. So if you go to Google and type in site : and your domain name, it shows all of the pages indexed in Google by what Google sees as the most important pages. And I can see that straight here that your title tags aren't set up correctly, and your metadata, so your description. So these should be informative. It should say more about you, because like Chestnut Health Systems is great, but if people don't know your brand, they aren't searching for that. So the pages should really say what you do, not who you are, because if people aren't looking specifically for you. And also it shows the pages in order of how authoritative they are on your site. And you don't really want your terms and privacy pages being that important. Same with employment, probably. You want your main services to be the best ranking, the most authoritative pages. So first thing I'll do is look at your metadata, and the second thing I do is look at site structure. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. So if we jump over here, I can see that your site ranks for around 938 keywords. So good job there. And generating you nearly 6,000 visitors every single day. So that's a lot of traffic. And that traffic, if you were to buy it with Google AdWords, would cost $5,800. So that's a lot of really valuable traffic. Where if we go over to the competitor here, I can see that they rank for 7,600 keywords. Which generates them 17,000 visitors. So that's a lot. And I can see that this is a 2-year period. So they haven't really been doing very much. They've been getting nearly 15,000 for the last 2 years ago, and then they jumped up to 19,000 and averaging around 17,000. So that's a lot of traffic. But it shows that they're really not doing anything. So, Jim, certainly you need to have a good website that's structured well, have good content, that really says what you do, that engages with people. Google wants people to be able to find what they're looking for and have a good overall user experience. If users aren't finding what they're looking for, they'll go to other services like Facebook or Bing or whatever. And so it's really important that Google makes sure that they have a good usability on the website and get what they're after. And so Google can't really take your word for what you do, right? Because otherwise anyone could write a website about anything and rank it. And so how they determine who should rank is based on the authority of your website. Who's talking about you? How much trust do you have in the community? Because if everyone else is talking about you, that you're the best drug treatment center in Illinois, then Google goes, oh, okay, they must be the best drug treatment center in Illinois. And we have ways of looking at that too. And so over here, I can see this is your website, and your trust flow, or basically your authority, is of 19, which, it's mediocre, it's okay. Where your citation flows, so this is kind of how much link power is flowing through those domains, is 32. And so that tells me there's something strange straight away. These numbers should be very, very like each other. If they're off by more than a factor of 10 or maybe even 20%, it's not a good sign. And that's because you have 544 referring domains. So that means 544 different websites linking to you, and there's 20,000 pages that they have. So that's a real lot of pages. So the first thing I really recommend is doing a toxic link review, to seeing if some of those sites are putting you in a bad neighborhood, because you really only want good sites linking to you. And so one thing you can do is go and submit a disavow file to Google using Google Search Console. And that basically says, I don't want these sites associated with my brand. And that can give you a really good boost. So if we look at the competition, we can see their trust flow is huge, 48. And up from 19 to 48, that might not sound like a whole lot, but this is not a logarithmic, it's a logarithmic scale, not linear, sorry. So each step gets exponentially harder. It's much harder to go from 47 to 48 than it is from 3 to 4. The steps get bigger and bigger. And as you can see, their citation flow is actually less than their trust flow. So that's a really, really good sign. So their trust is huge. So yes, you do have a few on-site issues, certainly metadata and site structure, but also increasing your authority will have great potential. So there's so much that you can do for your website, Jim. So who am I anyway? Well, that's me right there. I'm Chris Reed, the CEO and founder of Ardor SEO, and we specialize in working with drug treatment centers just like you, all over the US, the UK, Australia, even in Thailand. We help the people that are, need your help, that are looking for your help, find your website and take action. We know at the end of the day that no one really cares about search engine rankings. They care about new customers, people coming to their site and taking action. And so that's what we focus on too. So Jim, if you'd like me to put together a strategy to show you how we can generate thousands of more visitors to your website, the people that are searching for your services and need your help, all you have to do is click the button below this video. It'll pop up my calendar. Just find a date and time that suits you and book in a call. Some questions I'd like you to ask yourself before we have a chat though are, what is your average customer worth to you? What's the current conversion rate from your website? And what would an extra 1,000 visitors a day do for your business? Anyway, Jim, I hope you found that really useful and interesting, and I hope you'll be booking a call so we get to speak really soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.